to conform. He said, do not think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill. And this is in Matthew chapter 5, verses 17 and 18. So the point being that the relationship is a man and a woman, right? Furthermore, there's nothing outside wedlock. There's no girlfriend, boyfriend, special friend, or other kind of friends that people fabricate every day now. You know, they may come with a new name. Oh, it's not a girlfriend, she's a honey friend, or something like that. I don't know what they come up with. However, whatever name they give it, if it's not under an official Islamic marriage, it's a one-way ticket to Jahannam, unless someone repents, right? Islam does not entertain extramarital relations or relations before marriage to begin with, because this will destroy the society. And if you look around the world, this is very obvious for anyone who looks and sees. When people have become very open in terms of the relationships between men and women, the consequences were diseases that are uncurable until now, children who don't know who their parents are, orphanages that don't have so many children who are unattended, and the list goes on. So Islam is concerned about the well-being of the children of Adam in general, be it Muslims or non-Muslims, and consequently there's no such thing where a man and a woman will be with a relationship if they're not married to one another. The second ayah, which I would love to quote, which we should all know, and is the purpose or the verse by which the title was derived. I mean, we derived the title from this statement of Allah Azza wa Jalla in Surah Al-Baqarah, where Allah says, هُنَّ لِبَاسٌ لَكُمْ وَأَنْتُمْ لِبَاسٌ لَهُنْ. Women are clothing for you, your wives that is, and you are clothing for them. Now, time out. Clothes. Everybody here wearing clothes? If you don't raise your hand, you better leave this hall, right? Because we don't entertain naked people either. I'm sure everybody's dressed. What is the relationship between you and your clothes? Is it a far or a close relation? I mean, this is the closest thing to you, right? It's even closer to you than your friend, than your brother next to you. They're very close, very close. First. Second, what is the objective? Among the objectives of the dress code, to keep you warm when you're cold, right? Or if you're hot, you wear something that is also, will give you some fresh air every now and then. So it's also, environmental. It has to do with the environment, the circumstances, the atmosphere, and so on and so forth. So they're, adjustable. Thirdly, they're an adornment. You beautify yourself, or you try to beautify yourself. Maybe sometimes it doesn't work out with the clothes that we wear. And now all this is trying to take us somewhere. Of course, I hope you're not thinking about strictly clothes over here. We're talking about something else. But I'm just trying to show you the relation. So actually this term that Allah used, that women are clothing for men and men are clothing for women, is a very eloquent statement of Allah Azza wa Jal that requires much elaboration, which we cannot do right now. But you've got the point. The relationship between the son of Adam and the clothing that he wears should be like that, and more with one's spouse, be it the sister with her husband or the brother with his wife. It is that kind of relationship where they are like clothing to one another. What does that say? That says that the man doesn't come into the house with a machine gun, right? Where he's a dictator, which is usually what happens, right? He's all serious, This is a role that some men like to play, right? I'm a man now. I have a wife, I have children, so everybody out of my way. So he comes into the house, where's the food, right? And everything. And put the food over here. Now leave. So misconceptions, right? And then he thinks that he's playing his role as a man. I'm in charge of the household. I'm running the business. This is called ignorance, right? Jahiliyyah. Pre-Islamic days, where women were treated unfairly. There was injustice concerning the rights of women. In fact, at some time in the Christian era, the church used to have meetings to discuss whether the woman had a soul. Does she have a soul? It's a topic of discussion. Some of them concluded she didn't have a soul, because to them, she was the purpose of destruction of the children of Adam. She is the one who seduced Adam to eat from the tree, and everything that we're suffering from today, by usually the popular opinion, is because of Eve. And so women were not, used to not inherit anything, right? They used to be given in marriage to men whom they did not want, without any concession on their end, no acceptance or refusal. She has no statement, no opinion. Wa'dul banat, burying girls alive. Girls used to be buried alive, because they were usually a source of shame for the family. They wanted a man who could make some money. Woman, you have to take care of her. Islam came and destroyed all of that. A woman had a right of inheritance. When she's not inheriting anything, some man in her family is responsible for her as long as she's alive. In the beginning, if it's her father. If he dies, it's her brother, right? If she has a husband, it's her husband. If he dies, it's her son. Someone, somewhere, must take care of this woman in Islam. This is a great right which Allah Azza wa Jal has given them, which they did not have before. So then this is to be understood in this light as well. The relationship at home is not one of dictatorship, where the man is the general of the army and the woman is the poor soldier, being given tasks which she cannot fulfill, and then she is held accountable for not fulfilling them, and ultimately she's oppressed in the process. We're saying this because this happens. This happens very often. If you get emails, and if you read some of the emails which Allah decreed that I get, you'll be sad to hear what happens to some of our sisters in Islam because of some funny guy that supposedly was righteous in the beginning, appeared righteous, that is, and then once they got into the whole marriage relationship, he turned out to be a clown, all with no respect, a clown who leaves the sister unattended. He does not take care of her, and he thinks he's given da'wah, so he leaves his family unattended. He goes to travel to other countries, giving da'wah, while his wife and children are looking for him. Nonsensical behavior on behalf of some of the men, which is not befitting Islamically for one of us. Now, when we deal with the rights of the husband and wife, we could stay here for approximately 2 weeks without giving this subject matter its due right. So many things from the Quran and the Sunnah. And when we go into the details, that is, the rights of the husband particularly, and then the rights of the woman particularly, this is a very extensive topic which cannot be covered. So what I did with my very shortcomings, I tried to bring the already pre-existing material. I'm not bringing anything from my own mind. I'm not that intelligent. I try to bring material which dealt with the common shared rights of the husband and wife. Something that is applicable to both. Because if we were to deal with each on its own, as I said, we will never finish. So we will be dealing with them in this particular fashion, keeping in mind all the time that the objective of the marriage institute is what? To establish servitude to Allah. If that is not being done, then this is a failed marriage, ultimately, even if it appears to be successful. Because if the husband and wife wind up in the hellfire, then this is no success there. They may have had a nice car and a fancy villa and beautiful children, but if they go to hell or to the hellfire, then and they were to look back at their marriage, the last thing they would think of is like, oh well, at least I had a good marriage, right? If someone in Jahannam burning, oh yeah, but my life was good. This thought will not even cross one's mind. You see,